I gotta do something about this. My canteen cup, I always like to have out here. You know, with my canteen, it's readily accessible. The only problem is, as you can tell, I've used this backpack a lot. And it's all stretched out. The reason this was, I did a repair. I'll link it right up here. I did a repair on this, and that's fine, but how this broke was falling out of my pack. It actually went flying down the hill, and that's how that broke. It also dented my cup up. So, big old dent right here. But now I gotta fix this, because this is annoying me. It got to the point that I about accidentally left my canteen. Like, actually, I know I did. It fell out, I didn't know it in the snow. It was a mile down the trail. I didn't even know about it. That's an issue. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna modify this. It does have a strap here that works pretty good, but a lot of times what happens is this, and then it'll slip off. That's an issue. I want one that I don't have to use that strap. It'll just stay right here. Coming up. Hope you guys all stay with me. Okay guys, what we're going to need to fix this is a couple pieces of parachute cord. I've got green. I think I might have some more in here. Here's a piece of camo parachute cord. Doesn't really matter what color. I think I'm actually going to use 2 pieces. I'm kind of thinking this up as I go. And you guys may have seen my repair kit video. I'll leave a link right up here. Maybe it's up here. My repair kit video. But I always carry an Altoids tin with my repair kit. And what my repair kit has in it is some of these bad boys. These things are great. And then I also have an extra one of these, which I don't, this is mostly in case one of the backpack fails. Some really heavy duty thread and some really big needles. Don't use this for stitches. But this right here will work great. This is all I need with a little bit of parachute cord, and I can fix my pack. So I'm gonna set my thread out, and these couple snaps, and a needle. And let's get started. Put this back in my pack. So try to get the fabric as stretched out as possible. And my thought is, if I had 2 different places that there was a small little piece of parachute cord that's attached to my backpack. So what my idea to keep this is first kind of flatten out the fabric, and then like kind of where the top of the water bottle is, kind of mark, kind of right in here where my finger is. Take this out. So if I had the piece of parachute cord fastened right there, and then this wrapped around the top of the water bottle with one of those pull strings, I could pull it off, take the water bottle out, and put it back. I think that would work. That's what I'm gonna do first. I may put another one down lower, like, I may put, oh, sorry guys, real TV. I may put one down lower that actually goes like right in here. So it would come around like this. It's down a little bit lower that would just kind of secure this. But I don't know if that's necessary. Oh, this thing's a mess. So maybe one down here, but probably to start out with, just one up towards the top. I think the one up at the top is probably all I'm gonna need. So I'm gonna put one in right here. So let's get started. We're gonna take some of this thread. We don't need a super long piece because we're not building a bridge here. Just a little bit longer than this. Probably about that long. Maybe 1.5 feet. And then just the knife to cut it. I'm gonna set that over there. Hopefully it doesn't get all unraveled. There. And then we're gonna thread the needle. Tie a knot. All right. Put the knife back up so it's safe. I don't cut myself. We're going to take our parachute cord and we're going to 50 it. So take the two ends. Now we know where the middle is. That's where I want. This is going to be a little long, but that's okay. Now I need to figure out exactly in here where I want to put my first needle. You know, make the first hole for the needle. So I'm going to take my canteen cup, put it back. It's basically going to be right along in here. So I'm going to look for about the center, and I'm going to put it basically right there. So I'm going to take the canteen out of the way. And then I'm going to take my needle and stab it in right here. Reach inside the backpack. Now I know where my hole is. Now I'm going to reach inside the backpack and put that needle in that same hole so I have my knot on the inside. I don't want my knot on the outside where I can see it. Make sure we still have our parachute cord. And then we're just going to poke this up through. Pull it nice and tight. Push this back through. Not the same hole. It'll be another hole. About a 1/4 inch up, so I got plenty of fabric. And then I'm going to show you on the inside of the pack what I'm going to do to make sure. Let's see if you can see this. I'm going to pull this where the knot is and pull that over the needle like that. Well, maybe. You guys can see, I probably can't. All right, now I'm going to pull this. There we go. Now, on the other side, we've got our parachute cord starting to get sewn on. Now all I got to do is just put, 4 or 5 more stitches on there just to make sure it's secure. Just like that. We'll poke another hole. I'm going to go over about a 1/4 inch just because there is a fair bit of pull on this. Maybe 3/8. We'll see. Up again. Pull it nice and tight. Another hole. About a 3/16 to a 1/4 inch over. Oops. There we go. Doesn't look too shabby. Now we're going to go over to our first hole. It takes a little doing to figure out exactly where the holes are. And come back in the same hole. Make sure our thread's okay in the back. We don't have any tangles. Good. And then I'm actually going to do a cross pattern over to this one. Go right here. There we go. See right there? Now I'm going to come back out this hole right here. At least that's I'm going to attempt to. Who knows if I can actually find that area. So you can kind of stab your needle through, and if you're in the wrong place, you can move. There we go. You can see my needle coming out. Nice and tight. And then we're going to go right back down here. Nice and snug on the back side. Now we're going to look on the inside of the pack. And I'm going to tie, maybe, on the inside of the pack. And I'm going to just tie this off in a knot. And since this is nylon thread, one of the ways that I usually tend to do this a lot is I actually will just take the thread and wrap around the needle 1, 2, 3 times. Oops, 3 times. Wrap it around 3 times and then pull tight. And then you're left with, I'm kind of left with this little ball of thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off a little bit long. Just a little bit long, like that. Set my needle off to the side so I don't lose it. Take a lighter, maybe, and melt the ends. Just kind of meld all this together and then wet your finger. Wet your finger. And there you go. Now the inside, you don't have any frayed ends or anything. So, now, back to this side of the pack. Now we can take our canteen cup, put it in here, Oh yeah, that's nice right there. The ends are a little uneven, but you know, so this was real time. Actually, it might be able to be adjusted. Nope, it's too tight. So then we're gonna take a little toggle, put our 2 pieces of parachute cord through there. Looks like they're gonna have to go at 2 different times. And we're going to take these and then tie them together. And I'm going to leave this long just because if I put a bigger canteen in here, and sometimes I even carry like a small billy can in here, you can see how stretched out this is. Good grief. But yeah, that'll work a lot better, and that's going to keep my canteen from falling out. So let's see how it works. Well, that already worked a lot better. And I can still get it out with one hand. Glad I left those strings long, otherwise my arm wouldn't be able to reach that far. All right, guys. That's perfect. A great way to hold your canteen in. So if you've got something similar to this where your straps are getting all stretched out for your little pouches for your canteen, happens the same way with your Nalgene bottles. If that ends up happening to you, you might want to consider this as a quick way to help that. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That helps support the channel. I'll leave links here and here to other videos, and then another one down here, and then right down here there's a subscribe button. If you haven't yet subscribed, please click that subscribe button. And if you guys have a comment on what you thought of this, if it was a good idea, a bad idea, let me know down in the comments. I do read your comments and I do appreciate them. See ya.